everyone to know is that, all right. So the main thing I want to share is that you are going to leave with an actionable framework to bring back to your organization. It's going to be a wonderful trip. I actually got to go last week and do some scouting, and it's a wonderful place. And I'm thrilled to be able to have this opportunity to bring people back from our school to see it for themselves. But you will be, in addition to having fun, learning some things that you can bring back and implement in your own organization. Trying to make, oh, there it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
So
This our transformational model, open it up from what Laura just presented. The idea is that you live and experience the program and transform yourself with things that will do that will emphasize the individual of you. But then at the same time, we'll engage in jointly activities and we'll work on the soft skills and on embracing diversity, see people addressing the things we're going to be experiencing from the community side, for the physical challenges, for the business side, for the various things, discover others. And as she was mentioning, Dr. Laura, the idea is to have a purpose, an impact, and come back to Chile not only with ideas. I mean, for you guys to have fun, it's fairly easy. But that's of course we'll have fun. But the idea is to come up with a baggage of tools and a connection with the country and organizations you're going to meet and the teamwork and the people who were along in the trip with you, and establish a sort of a network. I worked with the Wharton Business School for some 12 years with them and created this whole sorts of things. I already left that organization, but it's still going on today. The activities, there's jointly papers being done, there's books being published, there's people from Chile going to Wharton, to Philadelphia, to teach at their executive level. And I would like to create a bridge, a bond from Pepperdine, my school. You guys were all from the same school, and my country, and what we're doing here, we're trying to do here. I don't know, you can change the next one.
yes. So the good news is that once you get into Santiago, you don't have to worry about driving, about getting from the airport, about anything. We'll get you straight to the hotel, and it's in this great area. Let me show you. Surrounded by restaurants within walking distance. You can see subway lines very close by. Maybe those are bus stops, but I promise that might be it. There's a subway too that can take you around the city if you're interested in that, because you will have plenty of time in the evenings. And this is what the hotel looks like. That's actually the biggest building in Latin America, correct?
Yep.
And if you decide to work out, you'll see it out the window.
It was up in the last 8.8 earthquake, so it's not coming down anytime soon.
And this is where we will be in the mountains, La Parva. That's a condor. It's hard to see how big it is, but it's huge. Go ahead, although I interrupted you.
This is photos taken last week on your trip, all these photos.
Yes, and this one right here in the bottom left is actually Santiago looking back down from the mountains. Beautiful. And then, of course, local food and fun will all be part of the trip. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah. I participated in the ascent of K2, the second highest mountain of the world and the most dangerous one. And we took a lot of lessons from there. That's how I got involved into leadership. My background is civil industrial engineering. But the idea is not to expose you to anything like that. The idea is to take you out of your comfort zone. Again, everything is achievable. There's no need to. It's not a big mountain. We'll be having 2/3 of the way up with a ski lift, and there's a space for people who's going to stay at the barbecue place after we climb the mountain. It's an excuse. The whole trip, it's not like there's a lot of milestones a lot of highlights and everything, but it's more to think about the process, to more the summit it's the process to get there and back. That's the goal, and that's what I learned. We've been guiding. I've been guiding and involved in many organizations around the world to experiential learning, outdoor education, leadership expeditions. I've been the dean of an outdoor school, but something very important that differentiates us from other programs is the 3 C's model. Something we co-developed with Pepperdine. It's to make sure that you have, again, some interpersonal skills with yourself and others, and build on the capability. The character is to become an ethical leader, have a deep sense of your self-awareness, confidence to interact with others, be diverse in the way you think, learn from activities we'll do, and they get involved with the community, not with the idea of teaching them, but mutual learning. That's the truth about getting involved with one-to-one and organizations when I'm meeting. And like I said, hopefully create a bond. Chile has been renowned for building up all these organizations, and they're going upwards from down below from South America. They're going upwards to other countries and being expanding. On capability, we'll work on leadership as we see it in the 21st century, help you identify your leadership style. We've added to the program Dr. Eric Schockman, who graciously will come also from university, and he, along with part of Sonja's team, and of course us, will try to help you develop and plan to achieve a personal development plan that will carry over the week and hopefully carry over when you get back in California or anywhere. Yeah, the 3 C's. It's like I said, and again, it's based on experiential learning. We'll have some coaching, and we'll provide 2 follow-up sessions. Your follow-up with your personal development plan, and we'll follow up from virtual Zoom calls to make sure, to see how those things are advancing. But at the same time, we want to create, like I said, a network of peers, of people. There's so much we can learn from the experience and the work of all of you in the US and in the various organizations you work from Chile, and will benefit from that, and vice versa. We are in the so-called developed countries. We're in the bottom of that list, and a lot of that has to do with culture. We're proud of what we've achieved, but we could receive all the help in the work, and I could say we're the most pro-US country, I think, in Latin America, the way we work and handle things. This is El Techo para Chile originally, and now it's techo.org. It's even in the US, building houses for families in need, and also having a strong opinion on policies and making public policies with the governments. And we'll be working with them and getting a first shelter, first initial housing for people who want to get out of sleeping in the floor in shanty towns, and then goes all the way into a nicer house, and see how they do it. Those are the organizations: techo.org, Comunidad Mujer, committed to promote the rights of women. I'm part of a foundation called, I'm ambassador for a foundation called Hay Mujeres, where we seek to have women in positions that are not traditionally women's position. Just this morning, the largest copper company in Chile, Codelco, announced the first time ever the chief of operations is a woman. And that's been happening all across the mining industry recently. I also have a mining company, and we are by now 70% women and 30% men, and we're very happy, and we're hiring the best. We're not hiring women with anything. Fundación América Solidaria, who started again in Chile, has worked all through the Americas, promoting the rights of children and kids. And the Fundación Con Trabajo, who helps people who have very different cognitive disabled people to work in the regular labor market. We're going to meet with the founders. We're going to meet with the people doing the work of the field. We're going to also get in a sense of how they evolve and where they got to the point to where they are now. Laura?
Yes, here's the schedule. So it's an overnight trip, hopefully, is what you'll be able to schedule, leaving Los Angeles or wherever is best for you, and arrive early on Saturday morning. and kind of get started. Then the next day, actually the next 2 days, will be shelter building and spending time in Santiago with NGO roundtables and lectures and exercises on Tuesday. A trip to the museum and Central Coast, which is, how close is that? About an hour?
Yep. An hour and 15 minutes. Yep.
And back in Santiago on Thursday, and then for a big climb and barbecue asado on Friday. We'll have a morning debrief on Saturday, and then you'll have all day Saturday until you take off to enjoy the city some more.
We break up the schedule and open it up. The idea always is to have something called the cold model, is to have a practical experience, is to have a framework and some theory behind it. And then, of course, have time for debriefing. And part of the debriefing is you having time to wonder about yourself in the city. Chile is not an uncorrupted country. It's safe, very safe, where you're going to be wandering around. And the idea is part of the debriefing is to have time. We'll of course be explicit when we do the activities and the various things, but not fill it with activism. Have you guys all day busy? That's not the idea.
Here's the exhibition. We already talked about it. Go ahead.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, the mountain is 13,000 feet, but we'll start somewhere around 10,000. So it's the 3,000. It's like a 2,000 feet more than that's how much we walk, an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's not a big hike.
And then with the pack, the weather is very similar to what it will be in the fall in Los Angeles, because they're in the southern hemisphere. So of course it'll be fall down there in March. And just make sure you pack comfortable clothes for the time in the city, and remember to be ready for working and trekking. So good shoes, sunscreen, hat.
Yeah, the general meetings with organizations and everything, it's your normal informal clothing. Yes, okay, maybe not shorts or swimming gear, but just normal clothing and be comfortable. So you don't pack so many things. Of course, if you want to go out by yourself at night and you want to have more fancy clothes on, more than welcome, but that's what it is. Questions, we're open to questions, all sorts of questions. Maybe we take this down, Laura, so we can see the faces. Okay. We see a couple of classmates, more other than Tom. We have Kim.
Oh yeah, hi Kim.
Hi Kim.
So if anyone has any questions, please use the chat, direct message us, or feel welcome to unmute your microphone and we'll be happy to get to you.
I was curious if Pepperdine's done this trip before. Is this the first Chile trip for Pepperdine? Do you plan to offer, do you believe you'll offer it in the future, maybe in the fall or again next spring?
Yeah, it's not the first time that Pepperdine has traveled here. As I'm a Chilean, and there are not many Chileans studying, I forgot the name of the professor, but he led some trips here for the PhD and EDD programs some years ago. But the idea is to continue this and open it up in different parts of the year and everything. Again, I saw it happen with Wharton. Now they come here. I took Wharton to Antarctica. I spent 6 New Year's Eve in Antarctica with them on so-called leadership expeditions, and then work with them in various fronts. But it was more on the outdoor, not only with the McCall School of Business out of Charlotte. I did something similar to what we're doing now. And the idea is, of course, over time, shape it, have some of you participate in a different role, and kind of have the programs evolve. But yes, the idea is to grow the over time and be open to more suggestions too. It's not only the outdoors of Chile. That's what I'm trying to make you aware and experience. Good question.
Got my headphone. Does anyone else have any questions?
I have one.
Yes, Alejandra.
Hi, Dr. Laura. Hola, Dr. Aldo.
Hello.
I had a question for Sunday. I know we debrief in the morning. Do you know from what time to what time we debrief Sunday morning?
Yeah, early in the morning. The planes come in Chile early morning. They leave their various places, Atlanta, Miami, Houston, LA, Dallas, on direct flights at night and arrive in the morning. And there's not much time zone difference at that time of the year. That's always nice. And the same vice versa. We leave late on Sunday. Well, by mid morning, well, you guys will be free to do the shopping and the sightseeing and so on. Oh, also, if anyone is going to stay longer, we can pass on and stay in the same hotel. We can pass on the rates we get and make sure you guys have everything to arrive early or stay longer. But as Dr. Laura said, we're covering everything from picking you up from the airport all the way back till you're back in the airport. But please bear with us on Sunday. Just give us some time to get back to the airport on time and everything. That will be very, very clear.
I have a question, actually. It's kind of a two-part. I believe this is a certification program. Is that a certificate for going through this program afterwards that we could then have, or was that the case for this? I might have misunderstood. I might have heard that somewhere else and thought that was the.
It might be attached to one of your courses, but we're not offering a specific.
Yes, it is. Pepperdine is on our behalf.
Oh.
So if you're in my 801C class, if you are part of the Center of Dr. Miramontes, we are offering a certificate.
Okay, perfect. And I guess my question, my two-part to that would be like, if we would have to arrive maybe after the 18th or leave a little early, would that then still be the case? Would you be able to get the certificate, or do you have to obviously be there for the length of stay that's outlined in the agenda?
Yeah, to be awarded with the entire certificate, we would have to administer it by quota of you have participated in all activities.
Okay, perfect. And then one more question, sorry. Is this just for Pepperdine alum, or like do other members also be able to join this, like other individuals that we might know that might take interest, or is it just for Pepperdine?
I mean, if you have a travel partner, I'm sure that's fine, correct?
Yeah, that's the way. That's what happened with us in China, and that's all the Pepperdine programs. There's always welcome to come with someone else.
Absolutely.
Great, thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, Aldo. Hi, Laura. Little noisy
Hey, Kim.
background. Great to see you guys. Yay for the program. I'm just curious, is there another offering? I actually have a professional commitment that may not allow me, like the previous person, to be there for the full week. Is it planned for just one time a year, or is it?
We'll love to
time?
have the conversation as an aftermath, I think, with Sonia and Dr. Miramontes and Asia too. It's another. We have another colleague there. We'd love to offer it again, Kim. But yes, we need to see how it plays out. Ideally, it's to come to Chile in spring and fall, because it's almost the same weather, and the days are nice and long, and there's not so much tourism going on. Right now, Santiago is 7 million people city. It's like with only 2 million people, 5 are somewhere else in the.
Totally get it.
Even Santiago has a lot of visitors. So yeah.
And then just one other sort of like question. I did jump on the site. I saw the cost and so forth. I'm curious, who owns the model, the executive development model? We
develop it with Laura and other partners here in Chile. We develop it. You can use it. We haven't trademarked or anything, Laura, yet. Haven't done it. Feel free to use it.
You can take me to dinner next time I'm in Houston.
Hey, you're just down the road. Come on.
I know.
Yeah, I'd like to see the write-up on the model if there is one, Laura. I'll reach for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to do a paper on the trip, on the aftermath of the trip, anything, I have a couple of books published myself as an editor, and we're always looking for also intellectual activities or intellectual work. So I'm happy to welcome to our network and so on. I was part of the board of International Leadership Association. I've lived and worked 8 years in the US altogether. So it's I'm very thrilled to make this happen and make the connection between my two favorite countries.
Anyone else have a question?
Dr. Aldo, there's a direct message to me, a question regarding your editorial experience. So they want to know, should they come to Chile, what kind of publication support would you be willing to offer?
I'll connect to the International Leadership Association network with me, Dr. Schockman. We did those 2 books, Breaking the Zero-Sum Game and Leadership for Peace. They're available in Amazon. I'm just saying I could connect you with the network. I mean, I don't have an article done or anything. Well, there's a couple of, but it's basically food for thought and connections, and I'm available to co-write, help write, point you in some direction. And any of these foundations that you want to meet, NGOs, they'll be happy to have something written. So it's just we just gotta try to make this happen. I don't have nothing in particular. There's a couple of articles we're working with Laura, having some trouble going with them forward with the academic challenges, but yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions related to publishing, our schedule, the program itself? Any questions at all, please? You have so much time. We're more than happy to answer any question that you have.
And our contact information, you're going to share that out, correct, Sonia? So feel free to reach out to us. We've got a phone number, both of our phone numbers and both of our emails. And I know Sonia has been fielding a lot of questions too. So if you don't think of anything right this second and you think of it tomorrow, then please reach out. We're happy to answer.
Yes, and I will be submitting the presentation slides at the end of the session to all of us who are here on the call tonight. So you'll have time to refer to the information and get in contact with any one of us, myself, Dr. Boitano, Dr. Laura. We're happy to answer your questions. But if you are interested, seats are limited. So please get your registration in as soon as possible so that we can work with you. So don't wait till the last minute, because the more spots we have open, the better it is. But as soon as it gets busy, it might be hard to accommodate. So please, 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 if you are committed, sign up right away. And we're more than happy to help you and get you to where you need to be. But let us know if there's a part of the curriculum that you're really interested in, or if you want to meet with a particular individual in Chile, then let us know and we can accommodate that. But I agree with Dr. Boitano, where the ILA is wonderful, the International Leadership Association. All of you who have gone through GSEP's leadership programs know how imperative it is to start establishing a scholarly network. And if you haven't, it's not too late. So just start somewhere. And we hope that with our program, this helps you with establishing that larger network and to also represent your own scholarship and your own professional work to the greater community, whether it be in Chile, South America, California, wherever. We want you to take up the next step and apply it globally.
I met with Sonia in Belgium. She
Yes.
was on an international conference, and she was part of a panel and also part of a poster presentation. And that's how we met. So it was 6 years ago.
I know, time just flies by. So you never know who you'll meet and you never know what can come as a result. So Dr. Aldo and I met in 2017, and since then we've been collaborating ever since. And Dr. Schockman, our faculty at GSEP, has been supportive in these endeavors. And so it's all just a network of support. So if you get involved, if you stay in touch with us, we'll help you get to where you need to be. So please take advantage of the opportunity. And we're here for any questions that you might have.
Dr. Sonia, that when you said sign up, that made me think of a question. And at first, I also just make a comment that the experiential nature of the trip is really appealing. I'll pack my bags and go to Chile right now. So it's the trip. I don't know if I can go in March, but hopefully maybe in the fall if you do it in the fall, because the nature of the trip and what you have planned is it really resonates with me. And I like the blend of the experiential, get out, do something, and then also, and learn while doing, but then also the academic learning that's also incorporated. But what's the number of available slots for this trip?
We're going anywhere between 15 and 25.
Okay. Nice, nice.
So sign up quickly, sign up quickly if you really are committed to going. That goes for all of us on the call tonight. The sooner the better. Please don't wait for the last minute. We say that out of our genuine concern and interest for you, because we want you to get there on time, be able to reserve your respective flights, and then everything else is accommodated. You don't have to worry about a thing. You will get to the hotel, you'll be greeted by a professional colleague, and you will be given to your respective accommodation for the week. And all the meetings, they're all presented for you. So you just have to show up. So just sign up, show up, and we will take care of you fully.
Perfect. I couldn't have said it better. I love it.
Yes, thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Of course, absolutely. And for those of you who are my students in the 801c class, remember that this does fulfill your respective opportunity for publishing. So if you're in my class and you have the publishing assignment, this requirement will be fulfilled from your certificate. So please keep that in mind as well. And those of you in the EdTech space, in the distance learning educational equity space, social justice space, this is all encompassing. And so if you're looking for the lived experience, the case studies, the phenomenology, this is where you need to, this is the best place to be for that opportunity to actually conduct the field work experience. And as Dr. Aldo said, if you want to stay longer, extend your stay and then complete research or go to the Chilean library, why not? Why not take advantage of that opportunity?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we will be here. If anyone has any other questions, we will remain on the call to respond to your questions. Again, the recording as well as the presentation slides from tonight's info session will be distributed at the end of the call. We're so blessed to have you all tonight. Thank you. We hope this was an informative session for you, but please do join us in March 2023 for a great journey to Chile. We hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good seeing you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Tom.
Bye.
Everyone.